recording for those that can't make the call. And let me say too, and this may shift, Emmanuel's had a couple of significant deaths recently in his circle. And so rather than addressing that on the front end, we'll save some space on the tail end of the call and just hold some space so that Emmanuel you can do more personal sharing around that. But really want to honor that. And I know everyone here will just want to offer their and be present for personal support around that as well. And so Emmanuel, you want to just sort of dive into, there's so much that's happening at the center. Why don't you just go ahead and begin speaking to that?
Yeah, thank you so much, Larry, for that. I hope everyone can hear me. First, I would like to say that this year is becoming the most challenging year because of the change of seasons. Like, it's not like last year when this time we were about to harvest, but until now we are still in drought. So this year is the most year that we have had the longest drought, and we have not planted any. We have planted very small where we irrigate, but the competition of the water that we have at the center is very high because of the drought. The community needs the water, the children need the water, the farm needs the water. So we have to balance. If we use much in the animals in the community, the cows also, they need the water. So we had to balance. If we use too much in the farm, then the community lose the water and the children lose the water. So we are in a sort of bit crisis because of the long drought that we had. But it's still very much hope that very convenient to the community that they are not walking 20 kilometers or more so to get the water, because they used to do that, but now they come here, they come at the center and they get water. So that is something very convenient to them and to us too, to share water, to share the life, to share it together. So that is part of what has been happening at the center. All the children are doing well and they are very good, they are very healthy, because we still have the food that we had last harvest. During last year, we had enough food that could carry us to the next harvest. But now we are worried because we have not planted any more something that will grow for food. We may not be able to have food maybe in the next 1 month or 2 months before the time we wanted to harvest. So I wanted to make this clear. Right now we are not in crisis, but maybe in the next 1-2 months, if the rain we may not be coming. Even if the rain comes, that if we plant, we shall need 3 months to wait for the harvest. So that is part one. Another part is that we have established.
Emmanuel, let me ask you one question. You have one well.
Yes, only one well.
You have 30 some acres.
Yes.
What's the possibility of another well? Because what you're doing with the well, it's not a very deep well. And what you're doing when you do the borehole, you're going down a certain level. I forget how many feet. You sent me the.
Yeah, with the borehole we have is 200 meters.
That's what I remember, 200 meters.
Yes.
And so you could, what's the possibility of doing another one?
Yeah, if we can raise the money to do that, that will be awesome.
Well,
What
that's
we
what,
have to
how much is it?
last time we drilled one for 21,000 US dollar to make the well, and then we used 16,000 to bring the solar and the submersive machine to bring the water up. So in total, we used like 36,000 US dollar
How
to
much?
have the
What do you say?
36,000 US dollar.
36?
Yes.
Okay.
That include drilling, casing,
Right.
and we're making solar panels, also getting the submersive machine and bringing the water up. So that was the total.
Got it.
And that was about 4 years ago.
4 years ago. It'll go up for sure. It won't go down.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you're thinking right, Bill. We absolutely need a second well. And Emmanuel, you point out too that this current well is pumping 20, all the time there's daylight. And so it's not getting
Yeah.
any break and a recharge
Yeah.
either. So
Yeah, and you have a down in equipment or something else, you really have a problem there. So you got to get some backup. So I think really what you're saying, you can't control Mother Nature and whether or not there's a drought or not. There's a huge drought out here in California. And there's the only way you can do it is take precautions. Your access to water seems to be pretty readily available through the aquifers that are underneath. And, so you have underground rivers and you're tapping into them, they're clean. And most likely you can keep on going down and down and down. So, I think worried about rain is an issue.
Yeah.
Controlling rain, you're not going to be able to control it, but you can control your access to underground water.
Yeah.
So, it seems to me that that's a possibility. It seems to, that's a possibility of having another well. And that's what I think the purpose of what I was telling Larry, the purpose of these calls, strategically, we need to know how to move forward, so that sounds like the most strategic problem.
Yeah. And we that's fine. Another way, maybe also we have only 20,000 water tank capacity storage, of which this storage does not have last a day. When we do that, we need to work with the machine. We work all time, but we we thought also if we may have a storage tank that may hold enough water for the community and for us also, that can be helpful. And I thought of it, and thinking of that, we thought we may build a water tank that we pump the water into the tank. When it is full, then the machine can rest, and the water in the tank, we can use it for quite some time. That was also an alternative. Maybe we can also think about it, and to make the water tank, I think to build the water tank may cost like 7,000.
Well, that's a good alternative. Yeah, that's a nice interim alternative.
So we because the machine, the borehole has the capacity to produce 10,000 liters per hour, and it has not changed for the last 4 years. So the only thing that we need, and it has not rested yet. What we need maybe to have a bigger storage tank to pump it until when it is full, we stop the machine, we use the water in the tank, and for the community, for the children, and for the farm when if it is big enough. So that can be an alternative to do that, or if we go for the another borehole, even if we go for a new borehole, yes, we may go for that, but still we shall need a storage for that. We
Okay.
shall need a water storage for a permanent one that will be helpful to store the water and to help the machine to have a rest, because until now we use it does not rest. We are happy and privileged that we got a very good machine that has now served us for almost 4 years without any any breakage or any damage. So we we are lucky to be that.
Okay, so the storage tank, what's the capacity of the one you're talking about? That would cost
Uh
$10,000.
the cost of the the water tank is 7,000, and the language for the people who have water, they say it a 300 cubic meter tank will hold water that will serve the community, will serve our needs in the farm for over 3 months. So the machine, when it reduces in the tank, we can pump more in the storage, and then we can continue with that. So that is I've not I don't know how to change that 300 cubic meter into what, but those people who have worked in water, they know that what amount of liters that can hold. But they said if you build a 300 cubic meter water tank, it will serve you. It will solve this problem. And I really wanted to the batteries you have been saying, Bill, so that this solar will have a storage with the capacity to make the submersive machine to work. Right now, if there is no sun, if the sun is maybe if there is a day which is very cloudy, then we don't have they don't have enough energy to make it run. So that day we get very little water because of the sun not coming. But if we have a storage, that means even if there's cloudy or there's rain, then still the machine can run.
Right.
So when
So we have the batteries, hopefully, that we can, the user ones that we can get to you. The
okay,
information simply needs to be, uh, we just got to figure out a way to get the information. And I mean, the language we're talking about are volts and amps. It's really
yes,
it's basically,
yeah, that
I don't know,
yeah
I don't know how
that
to, I don't know how to do it. I mean, it would be easy if it was there. And,
yeah.
if you talk to, if we talk to somebody in English and we get it done, but it's really difficult in the multiple translations that keep on coming down. And
Yeah, that my language is based on the soil, but if you write that, I give it to Solagen, it's their language, they will understand and
so you have a solar, battery. I mean, a solar cell
yes,
at, at the well
we
site.
have we have six batteries storage, and they brought 8 solar panels. So I'm not sure the capacity of the panels that they bring, but all day they charge the batteries, and then we have electricity all over during the day and night time.
Okay, so Larry, maybe you and Emmanuel and I can get on the phone and then I can understand the following, which is there's a solar that is related to the pump. And there's also the solar that was accessed through the grant from the embassy.
Yes.
And I don't know, what I'm talking about is the capacity of each installation. There's an installation at the well, and then there's an installation apparently somewhere else that allows the electricity to be turned off and on like Emmanuel demonstrated the last time, just by a switch. I'm trying to figure out now what we need to know is what is the capacity of the solar cell at the pump, or how many there are, and what's the capacity, the power, the volts, amps at the.
I think what I will do is it was installed by Davis and Sharpleafs. So I will ask Davis and Sharpleafs to get me the details of that, and then I write you an email.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, Bill, for me, it's all sort of Martian language, and I think it is you as well, Emmanuel. So if there's any way you can just put in writing that request, that might help Emmanuel get the information.
I mean, I can't possibly do anything more than say what our batteries do.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't possibly know what is the capacity of the cells, the solar cell.
Correct.
So what I need to do is get a name, Emmanuel, from the Charlotte group. I've got.
Yeah,
to,
I will.
Yeah,
I understood your question, Bill. I don't have the answer right now, but I will let Davis and Shartleaf. They are the ones who installed the submersive machine. They are the ones who installed the panels and the inverter. So what will be done is that they will tell me everything, and then I can write you. They will write me, and then I can just forward that to you, or they can write me in a message, and I can also do that too. So I think hopefully that will be answered.
Well, I'll try to coordinate it with you, Emmanuel. So
yeah,
I'm sorry to take up the time, but I think that was.
That was important to understand. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So yeah, water here, Bill, is, and obviously life at the center as it is in the Southwest and for all of us. And so we'll return to that topic again and again and at the end of the call. But really important.
I wish to continue if to another.
Yeah, and let me, Bill or Emmanuel, just throw out too, what we didn't talk about there is water catchment, which is another piece. So when rains do come, adding on the capacity to catch and store rainwater.
We have the girls' dormitory.
Mm-hmm.
The girls' dormitory has 2 water tanks, hold one with a capacity of 10,000 liters. So in 10 minutes, when it rains very heavy, in 10 minutes, those tanks are all full. Then the other water, we lose the water. Yeah. So we have more buildings at the center. If we may think of having a tank that will hold all the rainwater and hold it, then we might have also enough water to use in the farm.
Yeah, great. So Emmanuel, please continue with the report. And Bill, I know you have to take off.
No, I'll be signing off in about another 5 minutes.
Yeah, so just so grateful you're on the call here, and we'll look to be in touch soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emmanuel, please continue with your sharing.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Kirabira Israel, how are you?
Okay.
I was saying that now we at the center we established a tree nursery, and the tree nursery now is ready, and soon we shall have an event. And this event will be a tree planting for the community, tree planting for the children, and we are going to do that at the center because we have our tree nursery ready to do that. So I just want to let you know that I will let you know the date, and you may not be able to join, but you can plant a tree in your heart with us.
Mm, beautiful.
Yeah. So that will be very awesome. And right now we are on the middle of the classroom project. And I'm happy to say that at the beginning, we had planned to do 4 classrooms with a flat roof. So what we did is that we were given funds to do the flat roof, and given funds to do the finishing of the 4 classrooms with the flat roof. So with that money, what we did is that after making the flat roof, it was very flat and it was very good. So what we did is that I thought I can make it was very easy for to build the 4 other classroom on top of it, because you don't need the foundation, you don't need this. So what I did is that I used this money to raise the the 4 classrooms, and now they are almost done, remaining only the roof. When we get the iron sheet, we can make the roof, and then we may put to rest a problem of classrooms for quite some time, because we have the 3 permanent buildings, three permanent classrooms, and now we shall have 8 permanent classrooms. So we will almost have 11, and then we have the temporary ones. They are almost like 6. That means we shall have like almost 18. So we shall have enough space for the children to learn and to do many activities. So that is what we have, and we were blessed to May, if I may say so. Last, I think May, we were blessed with a personal funding from a friend who gave 47,000 US dollar. She wanted to build the boys' dormitory. So the boys' dormitory now might be in use, or will be used in like by end of July. It will be ready, maybe only without beds, but it will be ready for use, because she provided all the money that we could need to make it ready. So that is one project that soon will be ready for 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 use. So the girls will have their dormitory, which is already ready, and the boys will also have their dormitory, which will be ready. So that's are 2 running projects. That was for the boys' dormitory. The amount is very correct, Larry. It's 47,000 US dollar, and we are making it. It will be ready for use by end of July, because right now we remain to do the roofing, and we shall share the photos with you for that. So what we shall be remaining will be the roofing for the 4 classrooms. So I'm like the time Bill was talking about the big amount of money, like 200 big. Now you see already it's no longer 240. It's not the scared amount. It has reduced, so it has gone down
Good.
because almost, yeah, almost we were talking about 229 something. Already 47 was done and was taken. Another maybe 50,000 or 60,000 for the 8 classrooms is already done. So almost 100 now we have already raised for the project that are handling or with what are going on. And yet we have not added the 6,000 or 10,000 we got to make the wiring and the
Yeah.
solar. So we are there. We are moving towards that. So it was really good to have that strategy of what we have and what we are looking. So any person can see I can do that with his or capability. So I think that was very helpful, Bill, to give that idea and Larry, and we made that. I think that was good. Thank you.
That's awesome. So we need to, need to keep track of that. That's good.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, I'm
We
gonna
have,
end the call. I appreciate,
yeah.
were you gonna say something else? Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say that now we have every day we have 360 eggs from the chicken.
That's great.
from from the chicken. Now we have the children are eating, and then we have to limit because they get a lot of proteins from the eggs. So we need to limit the number of proteins through eggs. So we have like extra eight 120 eggs that we have extra, and for these extra eggs we give to market, and so we can get like 3,000 Kenya shillings on daily basis through the sale of the eggs. And with this money, we try to get food for the to buy feed for the chicken. And we are now working on our own methods of how we can have our own organic food for our animals. So I'm working on that recipe and that method. But before that, we buy some of these feed. So they stand on their own, and still we get enough for the children. So that is very touching for me, and having all that for the children. Instead of buying all these, we get at the center, and I think it's very helpful. So
Awesome. Yeah.
it, so far, that is much I could share. If there is any questions from friends, and think
I have some
we
questions.
yes.
I'm sorry, I was taking care of my animals for the first 20 minutes, so you might have already answered this question. So I'm sure you brought it up already. You brought up that we're really at a crunch zone for the books, the curriculum for the kids.
That was then the next. I was about to speak about that,
Okay,
and
good.
by with the government changed the curriculum. The old curriculum is phased out come end July. So we need to buy books to continue for the continuous of the new curriculum. And this is a mandate that we have to fulfill by July. So that is something we really need as an agent. We need like 6,000 US dollar to do that. And to be frank, I was I'm still tempted to, if I will be so much squeezed and maybe I don't have the money to buy the books as by the end of this month, then I'm tempted to take money from the building project, and then I buy the books, and then if we get here, and then I can add to continue with the project, because they will be inspecting, they will be coming for inspections to see how if we complied with what they have said. And the problem is that the government officers, they just speak, but they don't give the support, they don't give what we really need for the children. So if you have such an establishment, then it's you to run, it's you to get all what they need. And that has been quite a challenge. But I was saying, if I will be allowed to do that, if comes by the end of July or mid-July, if I don't have yet, we raised this money, then I was thinking I might take from the building project and buy the books. And then if we raise that money, we can still get back to the give back to the building project to continue. That's what I was thinking, and I thought I might share that here so that we understand. You or you advise or you tell me what maybe is that a wise idea or not. And of course, I will also share with the one who gave the money, and I will say, I'm in an emergency, and but the project will continue as we planned. So, but right now, maybe I'll do this and this. That was just my thinking as I was thinking on how to solve this crisis that is coming. Another crisis is when we don't have rain, then we may need food support in the next 2 months. So that is what we really up up to now.
So, Emmanuel, a point of clarification, if I can. I understood that 2,000 was what was needed for school books, but then I thought I just heard you say 6,000. Can you?
It's not. It's 6,000. It's not 2,000.
It's 6,000 US dollars for school books.
Yes. And those will get all the books from grade 1 to grade 8. All of them.
Okay.
Every class they have their own books. Every grade they have their own books. Every grade they have their own books. So all of them will be having their books when we buy
Right.
buy this
Okay.
for 6,000.
I had the same thought actually, Emmanuel, because I was been panicking like for a month about this. So long as I feel like so long as you do, you said you were going to talk to the woman who donated, so long as she's on board with it. We always seem to come up with the money. It just takes a little longer than we wish. So between the 6,000 and finishing so we would need to do a fundraiser for the 6,000 to finish the
Actually,
raise to get the
act-
book, the
actually, I may tell her, but also I don't want to. I have not yet get to connect deep to feel his heart or to feel what he really wants. But she's a person who, if we want to put his effort and he want to see results at the same time. So
Yeah.
I was thinking like, okay, maybe I will share with her, or maybe I take the money I buy. In thinking that as we raise here, we cover the other side. So if the project may not, with the 6,000, is not going to stop the project, because maybe this 6,000 will be needed towards the end as we finishing the boys' dormit. So doing the finishing, I will have sent the photos to him or to her and say, here we are, and now we may be remaining with the finishing. Maybe this side we might have already raised something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we continue with that.
So I have another thing to throw into the pot about that. So my Allison and Chris just asked me, they said theoretically there's no commitment, but they said theoretically they wanted to know how much it would cost for the girls to go on to high school. I've sort the ones who graduated. So I've been like in this dilemma because they might want to donate for those girls to go on to high school, but there's an entire school that needs their curriculum to keep going. And so, you know, I didn't know which one was actually more important because they're both like critical. Either the girls get money or they're done with their education at the 8th grade, which they really need to go to high school, or the whole school, we have to maneuver money around. You have an idea.
I have a solution. I have an answer for that.
Okay.
Every girl will need like 45 or 50,000, 50,000. That is like $500 per year. So $500 per year will make one girl to go to high school for the whole year. So if if uh, uh, some is if they are willing to support them, then still as we are raising this money for to buy the books, and maybe if this money we don't get from the building, then 6,000 will we can buy the books out of that money that will be supporting the girls. I have not got the calling letters yet, so I don't know how much. But as for from the previous experience, it's about 500 $500. So if we take them to high school, all of them for 1 year or for 2 years, I think the 6,000 to buy the whole curriculum, it's less. If they give like 20, last time they give 25,000 US dollar, we can take them to school. But we, the fundraisers for the books, we should not forget that we have taken money from another account, so that when this account comes, we feel there.
Yeah. So it would be the education account that the
Yes,
money would be moving back and forth instead of the building
yes,
account to the
yes,
education account.
yes, yes. And I think that's ways, because sometimes things get late, sometimes things is this. So I'm on the ground. I'm trying to balance everything
Yeah.
to make it continue, and not also to make it more like very stressing for us. So what I do is just to make the balance.
Well, I think that sounds good because that way everybody gets going. Everybody has the books, everybody's in school. So I think what we
Yes,
should do, Manu, is um, have me and you and Allison and Chris on the phone because you know you're so compelling that
mm,
you can explain the dilemma to them. And you
yeah.
know,
They said if I'm in a dilemma, I should not suffer alone. I should try to connect with them. So
yeah.
you are the person to connect them with me, and I will
Yeah.
share.
Okay, so
I have
let's,
been quiet. I've been quiet to this because I have not received the government calling letters for these girls, but I know they will be called.
yeah, okay. Well, then I'll take care of that on my end. I think that sounds better to me than taking the money out of the building account.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If they do that, they're not guaranteeing that they're doing it, but they just wanted to know how much it was. So,
That would
but
be-
I also told them the reason I was not even bringing it up is I really want a more sustainable solution for the high school girls, because I don't want to count on them every year. It's so much money, and we need something like, I don't know, we talked about it, Larry and I, and you, about
The-
having computers on the property so the girls can do online school or something.
There is also another alternative. Another alternative, the money they gave last time, it's enough to build a building that will cater for the next class. And I have the land for that.
You would add a
So-
class.
So I would, instead of then, I would add a class and then hire a qualified trainer to teach them, and then they will continue. And
Yes,
then
that's
then I
actually
get
perfect.
I get a certification from the government that I provide the primary and the secondary level to the children, or to the orphans and the children, without giving them this. So that might be also right now I think the government this year they will take from me maybe 3 children and pay for them because they got the highest marks, and they said the government may want to support the highest. So I have the highest 3 might go to be taken by the government, and
Wow.
I'm really happy if they do
Oh,
that.
congratulations for that to the girls. Was it girls or boys, or who?
They're girls.
The girls. Oh, that is so exciting. Wow, I'm
And
so proud of them. That's
and
really
and
fantastic.
and the center was shocked the government this year because there is the mathematics lesson that we the whole of our sub county, our center was #1 for mathematician who did very well in math. And
Oh my gosh.
we were #1 for that. And I think that it might be the reason the government chipped in to take the best.
Oh, yay for your teachers. They're so awesome. That's great.
Yes. And then they asked it, what is the secret? And then I told them the secret is that they don't take all the time sitting in class. They take the time to do other activities at the center, like working with the soil. And working with the soil is very healing and bringing the mind. It is like mentoring the mind.
Yeah.
So once you put your hands into the soil, you get something is happening. And then after that, they have the time to play. They have the games materials they play. They get each other and get and play. They really heal. And when they have this healing, they relax. They find themselves home. And then the teachers are so devoted. And now we have the electricity at the center, and we have, yeah, they're doing good. So I'm so happy. And I must say that this we should we should take what is the name for English? We should take all the credit for us for doing that.
Yes, you
Because-
guys have done phenomenal. That is really just brilliant news. Wow, wait till I have, I'm in charge of the salary team for the teachers. So they're gonna love that news to hear that.
I promise the mathematics teacher who was the #1 in the whole sub county, I promised him a present. I have not yet known what to do, but maybe I buy him a laptop.
Wow, what fun news.
Emmanuel, Marjorie asked a question that I don't want to get lost here, but how many girls are ready for high school at this point?
We have 12 girls,
What girls have graduated?
12 girls and 6 boys.
Uh-huh. Well,
Oh, there's 12 and 6, so there's 18 kids that
Yeah,
are,
last time we had 15.
and
This
so,
time,
but there's 3 that the government are gonna pay for with scholarships.
yes. So we remain with 15.
15, okay. Yeah, wow.
wow, so really interesting idea too, to build another classroom building and keep them on campus.
I have I think those who know the center, we have the other where we have the farming, the farm where we do planting. We have the other side. We can the community is ready to offer that if we want to build another class for the children. So the
The community's ready to offer it, is that what you just said?
yes, to donate that to the center if we want to build for the children to
Oh,
have
wow.
a higher class. So the community is ready to donate that.
So who's the community? Is it a family or is it a bunch of
Okay,
people on the land?
This is the if I mean say the community, we it's like this. We have like a village that is headed by a village man or a village head. And then we have a sub-location that is headed by assistant chief as the government. So the village we are in, where we have the center, every land was demarcated by the government, and then everyone had a portion like 30 acres or 20 acres. So in that village, the villagers met on their own and said they are going to donate like 5 acres, 5 acres or 3 acres. The one with more will give more. The one with less will give less. But they want to have like 30 acres, like the same that we have at the center. For if we want to progress with another class for the children to continue at that center. So they are ready to do that, and they confirmed that to me. So
Oh my
that's why.
gosh.
So I said that is a huge support from the community if they and that they are providing. So they said if we are not ready to build, but if we have enough water storage, they are ready to extend that so that we can produce more food for the children. So we either build or we use it for producing more food for the children because they said we meet only on Thursdays, but they said we need to produce more food because if the rains are like this, they are not so reliable. If we do have in bigger land and we produce more food, then even during the time of difficulties, we might have food for the children at that time. So I think it was a very brilliant idea from that woman. The head of the village is a woman, and I think she's the one who did the mobilization to make this possible. And we are honored, and they are ready to transfer that through the government and make it so official. And if we have the time and we have the resources to build an extra classroom for the high school, then that will be another, yeah. So what we shall have what will be in our area, that means we shall have to add a salary for another a very highly educated person who will teach the high school. So I know his salary will be a little bit bigger, but with that it's not as big as the money we pay on for the whole course.
Yeah, so we could have two years instead of Allison and Chris paying every year $25,000. You could do that twice and then pay a relatively minuscule amount for the salary every year.
But yeah, but the every year, but I think when we do that, then I think other people may chip in. We never know.
Yeah,
Other people may chip in uh, to support the initiative, and
yeah.
yeah,
Wow. Okay. So we can have if actually that's so complicated, there's so many issues for them to consider that'll be good to talk to about all of that with them so that they can decide if they want to be
yeah.
part of that or not.
For, 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 for now, for now, if they are ready, we can send these ones. These because it's already next month they will need to go. So let's put this dream of another class maybe in for those who will come next, maybe in other years to come. But for now, maybe these who really need to go, and if we can get the support, we can let them go, and then we now think now have the dream of having an extra class.
So really we would have to have 4 classrooms for the 4 years. So it'd be 9, 10, 11, 12. And then as they graduate, they would come into the 9th grade. So we need 1 teacher. Then the next year we would have to add another teacher, and the next year add another teacher. So it could be a
Yes,
progression until we have all 4 high school teachers. And
yes, yes,
yeah, but we would
yes,
have to have all 4 the building build all at once, like they did this one.
yeah, yes.
Wow, that's very exciting. That's
And,
exactly what I wish I did.
to do that, we need also to have a very good playground with all the games like football, tennis. So we need enough land for that. And as usual, the community will be working to produce food as they had been doing like that all the time.
Wow.
Wow.
That they must really, that shows their confidence in you and their appreciation. That is a huge statement that the community is going to do that for the orphans. That is really all about what you've done with that land and your relationships that you've
Yeah,
maintained with the entire community. That's a huge statement of appreciation
yeah.
and confidence in you. Wow, congratulations for that.
I
The
think
government
I
has it and now them.
Sage, I'll still to talk on that side. You know what we have been doing? We have been changing life for this and giving hope and restoring hope and giving them energy to know that they have a future for these children. And now we have been giving them books for free, giving them all the what they need to get the education at the center. We have been providing them without them paying for. we saw the community said all these children could go to West if we could not for this center. Now, what are we doing to see that we appreciate that? We see how you have struggled to all do this, and maybe what we can give you as a present is this land. If you want to continue to have another classroom for them, that will be very helpful. Or
Wow.
if you want to do more working or more farming to produce food for the children, then they are willing also to do that. So this has been so touching, not only for you, it's also touching for me.
Oh, it makes me want to cry. I'm so, that is just extraordinarily beautiful. Wow. It's really nice that actually, because all of us are here because we see that and we want to support you. And now that, and it's so beautiful that this year the community has really recognized you and seen you the way that we do, actually, because that's why we're here, because we really have, we've
Yeah,
devoted, some of us have really devoted
and
our lives towards helping you because we see what you do, and to see your own community now seeing you is really, it's really beautiful.
I think giving out the land is the most for me, getting the soil to raise children. I think they give me everything.
Yeah,
That's the hugest support they could. They say we are poor, we don't have money, we don't have this, but giving out that soil and is 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 so valuable. And
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
So I am aware of the time here, but a couple pieces, Emmanuel, love to see if there's anything else you want to report out on, and also then do a chance for people to ask more questions or a quick go around, and also some personal sharing.
I thank you, Maja. Thank you so much for your comment. I want to say I need to hear from you. I, those who have not said anything, I want to create space. If they have some questions or comment, thank you, Tracy. Thank you so much for your comment. And I want also from there, if this is, I don't have much more to share about the center, and maybe to the needs that are already at the center. I have mentioned the most needs that if we get them, we continue. And I have a request from Egypt. There are 2 or 4 Egyptians who wants to come to the center as intern to learn, and they want to put their hands to the soil, and they want to be with the children. So the problem is that I said I cannot handle 4 because I have only 2 tents. And if they are willing to come and stay in the tents, then I'm open to receive them. So I'm on that communication. So I will maybe in our next call, I will be able to share this. But I've been receiving some requests for people wanting to come to the center. Like right now, I have a request from one friend of Japanese friend who want to send uh, her daughter who will be graduating next year March to come and stay for 2 years at the center, just to learn about the soil and to learn about the community. And I have not answered this positively right now because what I said I would really love, but we still don't have place to 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 have them like a place to sleep. So we have all these requests, but we are still working on that. So it shows how the center now is becoming a global attention for people to learn about the soil. And I feel the soil is calling them, because it's not me, but the soil is calling them. The soil wants to contact with them. The soil has something to share, and nature is there. And as we make it beautiful, it makes us beautiful too. So this beauty is shared. If we make the soil beautiful, the soil makes us beautiful. So we become beautiful. We become, our hearts become open. Our hearts heals, and love is created. And then out of this, the soil is also smiling because we have taken care of it. So this is the spirit I feel we all need, because we need to be happy. We need to heal our wounds.
Oh, darn.
Oh,
He froze.
froze right at that moment.
His big feeling inspirational talk was happening.
Yeah, that was really beautiful. And we'll look to pick back up and start that again. Maybe he'll show up here. Seems like everybody else is still present. Did we lose Emmanuel maybe?
Well, his picture is still there, so he must still be on.
Let me see if I can message him and he can call back in.
Oh, lost him. Oh, he's gone.
Does anybody, so I've just messaged him, maybe he can call back in and or not, but anybody else want to share anything? And Israel Karabia, I'm not sure how you say your name, but if you want to just is from Uganda and works with children there and has an orphanage. And so he's aligned obviously in so many ways, and also farming. And want to invite you, Kiribia, to type in into the chat the contact, and doing a fundraising there for children and beds and bedding and so on too. So just another organization to be aware of, and also I think is an example of how the impact and inspirations from Margarini are spreading around the globe and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Caribbean, can you hear me? See if I can unmute you. There you go.
No, we can't hear you. All we hear is static.
Yeah, it's just coming through as static, Caribbean.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but can you please, just in the chat, maybe paste in the link that you sent for the fundraiser you're doing so people can follow you through, or the URL for the homepage for the organization. And then people can connect that. Yeah, I still cannot understand, unfortunately.
Well, maybe that's the end of the call then.
Yeah. Well, let's, before we, if you need to go, please, do. But maybe a quick go around from anybody that wants to just speak and share anything too here, so we can catch up. And Tishy, can you unmute?
I
Visualization.
find, I mean,
Oh, wait,
from
wait.
Emmanuel,
Oh, wait, there you go.
There you go. Okay, start again, please, Tishy.
find you also inspiring. I mean, I'm already thinking of ideas for Gone where we can go from the rivers to the ocean to the cup of water and make programs for kids. Because everything that I work on with our oceans leads back to those rivers and to people getting clean water to drink. So I'm just so inspired when I come to these meetings. It leaves me with all kinds of ideas. So we'll get there on the Gone end, but I'm just so proud of you guys.
Thank you, Tishy.
Thanks, Tishy.
Sage, I don't know if you guys have met on the calls before.
Yeah, she was on last time when I was on.
Wonderful. Yeah, just
Yeah.
makes me smile. And
Yeah.
And
I'm
Martin
very
there.
sorry. I'm very sorry. My internet bundles got finished, so I could not have any bundles. So I needed to recharge so that I can get back to this. So I didn't have enough money, but I have like a bundles to take me to 45 minutes is enough.
Okay.
So I have time now.
Well, Emmanuel, I think, we're an hour and 15 into the call here, but would love to pick back up and just let you sort of finish what you were saying, and also want to really honor that your mother-in-law died yesterday, and you lost another dear friend earlier this last week, but you had the service this week. And
Yeah.
there's just really, I know people want to send you love and care to you and Jess Carr. And so maybe we just take a moment and really honor this and this cycle of life that we're all part of. That's
Thank you, Larry.
intimate loss.
Thank you, Larry, for that. Thank you.
Can
Larry,
you
for that.
say what your mother-in-law's name was?
She was Elizabeth Shehe.
Elizabeth Sheher.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, she had a very short illness. That not, I think the illness started Monday, and then I took her to hospital on Tuesday, and then she was admitted in the hospital on Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday. From Friday, it got worse, and then the problem was sugar. It went down, so controlling it to come up. Then they controlled it to come up, but it went very high, and then they wanted it to drop to make it stable, but instead of making it stable, it came to zero. And then her breathing, everything that was coming to an end. And this morning, she left us this morning. So that is the news, the sad news that I had. And on 31st of May, I had a dear friend who was really a supporter in the community and at the center. He was like a community worker and a community medicine healer who could help come and shave the children and give some medicine if they have these ringworms. So in the morning he left his home and he was going to his own way, but he had an accident with a personal car and he was riding a piki, and he had a really serious head damage. So there was a very internal bleeding in the brain, and so it took him very short moment and we lost him. So we did the burial, I think was last Friday, on Friday. So I was there and being a very close friend, I had to, it was very hard for me, but I was told by the community to give a speech of our relationship and how the friendship that was. It was really hard, but I managed to do that. And while I knew in my was very much aware that my mother-in-law is also struggling with her life, and after immediately after the burial, I went to Malindi and I was there. I saw how my mother-in-law was doing, but she was not doing right. She was not doing good. So he was now in this oxygen. And this morning, Jessica called me and I was in outside. I said, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm here." She said, "Just come." And when I went there, then it was the moment to say goodbye to her. And she crossed the other side. So that is the part that is happening, and it's part of life, it's part of the life circle. We all made by the soil, and one way or the other, we come back to compose the soil back again. So it happens when we be very sad, but at the same time, our bodies of our ancestors and all. It is the ones who have enriched the soil and that has kept us here. And I believe that also our bodies, when we maintain them good, when they get back to the soil, our children, our grandchildren will use the same soil. How do you know that the soil you are walking on is your grand or your ancestors' soil that was made of? So it's a circle, and sometimes we have to accept that. And I think that brings me a very deeper connection with people who are connected to the earth, who are connected to the trees, because I believe the trees have a very strong way of communication under the soil and up this. And I learned this through the wind. Like now, I got the message of long drought from the trees because during the time they were to give good to give new leaves, they give new leaves but with a different signal. And this communication was only people who are deeper connected to them could understand. I shared this with some people, but if they don't understand, they say, "We know you, Emmanuel, you are mad sometimes. You say you talk to you talk to trees, but it makes me being prepared. They prepare me. So I'm sad I lost my friend. I lost my mother-in-law, but at the same time, I feel their bodies will be transformed to a soil that will help us give love to those who are alive and to give love those who will come, because that's the circle.
Mm.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that. That's really beautiful teaching.
Thank you, Emmanuel. And perhaps that's a good place to really transition on the call here. People want to unmute themselves and just sort of, but let's take a moment too and just be in stillness again together and take a breath together and touch our hearts again. And I would like to invite us to envision all that we've talked about here coming to Margarini of water, a second well, storage tank for the water, storage tank for the rains, more electrical power, new school buildings, boys and girls going to high school. Envision all of this happening there and full crops. You can feel it in your system. And Carrie Bear, I want to welcome you too. And even though you haven't been able to speak, but this one glass is what I call it. And Tishy, I think we did it last time too. It's like water connects us all. You know, and just,
Before that,
yes, Emmanuel.
Larry,
Yes.
before that, Larry, I want to I've remembered something. In 2010, I was in the US,
Yes.
and I stayed with Gary and Sage.
Mhm.
And Gary, we worked with him, very talented in many ways, but he's very connected also to the soil. And there was one thing that I really, at the time I was there, he had lost his mom most recently, and he shared something very deep. And if you allow me, I will share that.
Yeah, please.
And he said, you see, Manu, in this world and the system of the world is complicated, and that all people, they don't know where we are going. But you see this piece of soil, it was just a small land where we were working. We can produce food. And this food might seem to be very small, but once it's shared, it increases. It just increases and brings the beauty and opens the heart. And I feel those who went ahead of us, like my mama, my mother, your mother, they know that we are tilling this land just to get food. So I believe one day I will share food to all my children who are in other areas and other areas. So been thinking of this for many a time, and I found it very healing today, because I feel how he felt when he lost his mom, and I feel right now, and I feel the soil, the way that time it was healing, how it is healing right now. So I want also to say thank you to Gary, though I know he's not in the call, but he's there somewhere.
I'll tell him
So
when I
thank
get
you
off the
so much
call.
for that.
He'll love hearing that. That'll mean a lot to him.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, if people do want to unmute yourselves and just say goodbyes or whatever and thank yous, unless anybody else has something urgent they want to personally speak to. Well,
Love you guys.
Tishy, go.
Love you guys. That's all.
Thank
We
you.
love it.
Love you back. Thank you. I love you back.
I have to go.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Time to
Monroe.
go.
Yeah.
Many thanks, and it's really inspiring what's happening. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris,
for
Thank
for
being here.
being here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
International educational consultant. If you don't know yet, Chris, check out his website.
Wow.
Thank you, Marjorie,
Okay.
for all your
Roger,
comments.
thanks for being here.
Marjorie.
Yeah, and
Okay.
thank you, all of you. It's just been inspiring, and I just feel the deep connection with all of us.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry, for organizing again. You're always our networker, keeping the glue together.
Thank you, Sage. Love to you all.
Okay. Mwah. Blessings,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.